the Police Minister Bheki Cele arriving now. The ANC slain councillor's home in Umlazi. The ANC councillor was gunned down at his home in Durban last Thursday. Our reporter Karinda Jagmohan there tracking the story for us, joining us live. Karinda, good afternoon to you. Very disturbing story comes after what seems to be attacks on two other councillors in KwaZulu-Natal. What's happening there now?
Good afternoon to you. Well, the police minister and his contingent have just arrived. They're actually inside the late councillor's home. Bheki Cele was shot dead outside his home just around here earlier this week in front of his children who witnessed the incident. Now, he did speak to one of his daughters who said it was an extremely traumatizing and horrific event to watch unfolding. Her father coming under attack by unknown assailants who then fled the scene shortly after pulling the trigger on Pungula, who was sitting in his vehicle at the time. Now, there's no motive yet that's known for this murder. We did speak to the eThekwini Municipality Speaker Weziwe Tusi, and she told us that Pungula had never made any request for any additional security detail. The only complaint or challenge she had was with regards to the delivery of food parcels in the area, which we understand has been a challenge throughout the lockdown period experienced by all councillors. Now, the family here has requested that going forward more security is given to councillors within the eThekwini Municipality and their families. Of course, though, councillors must report threats, and that is why yesterday we saw the KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala call for the resuscitation of the multi-party political intervention committee, which would ideally work to combat political killings that we have been seeing in this province, along with increased taxi violence. We know earlier this week a taxi ferrying teachers to a school in Wartburg in the KZN Midlands came under attack. A taxi driver died and 3 teachers were injured, and that emanated that the motive behind that attack was taxi violence. So here, as the police minister is visiting this family, we do expect him to brief the media on the work that the police contingent will be doing to combat such violence in this area, as well as, of course, we will be asking him questions about the rising number of GBV cases we are seeing. That conversation has been happening since last year going forward. So, of course, we do need continuous answers from our security forces, from police, on what they are doing to protect women and children, as well as here families asking, what are you doing to protect our councillors in this area because of the political killings we're seeing?
So, Karinda, obviously we've got all sorts of things going on there, and various people have been talking about it. This is what some people have been saying about it so far. All right, Karinda, my mistake there. So when we talk about the Police Minister Bheki Cele, he must be particularly concerned. Going to the family there, that's a show of the concern.
Absolutely, and I must also tell you, we're seeing local government involved as well. Now, earlier today, I did speak to the KZN Transport and Community Safety MEC, who's also calling on community members to provide information to police. You can see there are many community members who are here as well to also speak to the police minister, to rather hear what he has to say with regards to investigations into this killing. And we did speak to the KZN MEC for Community Safety, Bheki Cele. This is what he had to say regarding the potential motive behind this murder.
I will have a meeting with Bheki Cele today so that we plan together what is it that we want to do. But I would not jump into a conclusion that this is a political killing. It is an incident that has happened. Upon the investigation, we will be able to know exactly what was the causal factor for Bheki Cele's death. And not only his death, but to any other person that has been killed in the province. But I do want to convey my deepest condolences to the families of all those that were killed. Especially there is one person that was killed in the taxi driver, and Bheki Cele, the councillor, and I really feel that we really must do something, but we do appeal to communities to assist us in terms of information gathering.
Well, Karinda, of course, a lot of community members behind you there as well. They'll be gathering to pay their respects.
Yes, indeed. This memorial services for the late councillor has been ongoing since the start of the week. We've been seeing various members of the public, members of the eThekwini municipality, and now, of course, the national government coming forward to pay their respects to the late councillor, who was known well in this community. In fact, when we spoke to the councillor's daughter, she said that her family was loved by this community. He lived in a humble home just within Ward 84, the community that he represents, and therefore you see the people behind me are actually community members who've come here to hear what the police minister has to say with regards to security in this area. In Umlazi, there have been several attacks, of course, on members of the public, on councillors, and therefore they want answers now as to what the police minister will be doing to provide additional security for them. Going forward as well, we've also been speaking to residents in this area with regards to how they've been surviving during the term of lockdown. Many residents tell us that they have been having difficulty with job security, with food security, among other things, and therefore there have been tussles with councillors in their area, and here we also expect to hear answers of whether or not this may have been the cause of Pungula's death. So we do expect the minister, who's still currently being briefed by the family inside this house, to provide more answers on what must have happened in this area and what can the community and police do together to ensure that this does not happen again to any representative who's representing their community among municipalities.
Karinda Jagmohan, do appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. Live update there from her. If the police minister speaks, we'll bring that live to you.